On a fourth day of military action in Libya, an American warplane crashes in the east. Both crewmen have been rescued by the rebels. I'm Geeta Guru Murthy. Welcome to The Hub. We'll be looking at the latest from Libya and asking why many countries are against military intervention. Can you impose a no-fly zone and not risk civilian casualties? You'll find the news you need to know here at The Hub. The other headlines on this edition: the US Defense Secretary Robert Gates tries to reassure the Russians as they call for a ceasefire in Libya. In Japan, the slow task of restoring power to the Fukushima plant continues. Cables have now been attached to all 6 reactors. And the US commander in Afghanistan, David Petraeus, tells the BBC he'll take the fight to the Taliban. First on The Hub, 4 days into the Libyan mission and an American warplane has crashed in Libya. The US says because of a technical fault. It highlights the many risks in the venture and comes as international criticism increases. There are fears of civilian casualties and disagreements about whether Colonel Gaddafi is a target. But the Allies' military attacks continued overnight around the rebel stronghold of Benghazi to the east, where the government troops had gathered, and the capital Tripoli, where the sky was lit up with anti-aircraft fire. Well, today the fighting between rebels and the government forces continues. Meanwhile, the Libyan government has said that civilians were killed in the raids, but there's been no independent confirmation of this. The movements of reporters in Tripoli are limited, but there are no restrictions on what they can say. Our correspondent Alan Little, who's in the Libyan capital, has this report.
3 days in, the no-fly zone has suffered its first loss. A US Air Force F-15 Eagle fighter jet crashed over rebel territory. The alliance said it had not been shot down, but had suffered mechanical failure. It said both crewmen had ejected, had been rescued, and were safe and well. Rebel forces to break out of their embattled stronghold at Benghazi. They have advanced 100 miles to the city of Ajdabiya, where they celebrated a victory that was unimaginable